Today I stand before you with a great deal of humility, not to talk to you about my dreams, aspirations, or bragging about accomplishments, nor will I be talking extensively about my personal life, the difficult and sometimes the solitary journey to where I currently have arrived and where I'm headed. They are irrelevant, and perhaps if they were to be measured against that of other cohort members, one could argue it's been rather a rosy one. Dean Dutta, Associate Dean Harvey, esteemed professors, Said administration and staff, honorable guests, and families, and most importantly, my extended family, my dear and outstanding S22 cohort members who have now become my sisters and brothers. I don't want to bore you with my speech on this fine Friday afternoon in this magical town, Oxford, and one of the most monumental and recognized landmarks in the world, the Sheldonian. I will briefly reflect on my experience of these past 2 years in an informal, over-the-fence type of storytelling, as I would do with a neighbor of mine. However, to do that, I need to set the premise and give some color with just a short background how I arrived here. I was born in Lebanon to an Armenian family and was their firstborn. I was raised by a devoted, hardworking mother who taught English language and literature in 2 secondary schools, and during the Lebanese Civil War, raised 3 young boys, ages 4, 3, and 6-month-old, and single-handedly took care of her quadriplegic husband, who was in a car accident, who couldn't talk or move, and was bedridden for 26 years. I was 17 at the peak of the war when I broke the news to my parents that I planned to leave Lebanon and with some help managed to get myself to New York. Arriving in New York, I tried to carve my own path in life to help my family who were left behind. However, my goal was to do all of this by way of education. In an attempt to make an honest living, I held many odd jobs just as any other immigrant. The 2 most notable ones were driving a trailer tractor delivering gasoline to gas stations, and the second one as a New York City yellow cab driver for about a year. Within the same period, through an acquaintance of mine, I was introduced to someone who helped me get a full-time job in the jewelry industry. After a multitude of setbacks, while still working as a diamond setter, I was able to finally enroll to continue my education. Upon graduating, I continued my journey in the same industry with the hope that one day I will pursue a postgraduate degree. Quick forward, 22 years later, a successful career, married, my wife and I, with 2 children at tow, we arrived at a resort in the Dominican Republic for a post-COVID family vacation. Only minutes upon arrival, while taking our orientation tour of the resort, I broke the news to my wife Beatrice that I was planning to do my executive MBA, and then it was my only chance left to catch the last train, the last car, and the last seat in that car. Her response was a short, "Go for it, who's holding you back?" And that's exactly what I did, and here I am. Of course, this is a very short version of rather a very long journey. However, it's my story. Upon being accepted at Oxford and breaking the news to friends and family, I was challenged by being asked whether I have lost my mind or why would I want to do an MBA. And I quote, "You are doing already what an MBA might dream of doing one day upon graduating." Another one was, and I quote again, "You must have money coming out of your ears to pay for a 2-year expensive social networking program." Well, they were wrong. What they were missing, I was pursuing my dream, and for the little that they knew, I still had a lot to learn from those whom I was about to meet. The Oxford experience is unlike anything else, and for those of us in this cohort who were lucky enough to have been accepted, we are all grateful for what, as administrators, professors, and general staff have delivered. That's you guys. the ultimate learning experience. In these 2 short years, we have traveled together from South Africa to Vietnam to India and Peru. We have learned immensely from each other and also have built trust in each other, knowing that we have each other's back. We have shown that to each other many times over, whether it be by asking for advice or guidance, whether it be in personal, business, or work-related matters, or sometimes just allowing ourselves to be vulnerable and to be our true selves without fearing being judged. At this point, I believe we all know that we have each other's back for life as we head into the world to navigate through daily challenges, remembering our purpose and the institution that brought us together. Oxford the town, the University of Oxford, and Said Business School will always have a special place in our hearts. I want to make the following confession. So far, I wholeheartedly believe there are 3 things in life that I've done right, and perhaps not necessarily in this order, and I have to be very careful as I have my wife here. So first, marrying my wife. Thank you. Who's here with our 2 children. Second, immigrating to the United States. And third, applying for my MBA at the University of Oxford Said Business School, and when notified, accepting the offer. Well, I guess that makes it 4 decisions that I made right. So to join this outstanding cohort, with whom I've had the privilege to share 2 unforgettable, but yet challenging and demanding 2 years, balancing our family lives, life as a student, our heavy workload and travel schedules back and forth to Oxford from various parts of the globe, we can all now admit that we certainly know what the definition of stress is. I can't describe the amount of gratitude that I feel towards each and every one of you. Without sounding like a preacher at the pulpit on Sunday Mass, being one of your older cohort members, I would like to share with you my life's toolbox. Yes, a toolbox that contains a few virtues and a few personal traits that I've worked really, really hard to develop, that has served me well, and which I intend to continue to use as I found tremendous power in them. And it's the only thing I've left to share with you as we part ways from Oxford. My toolbox consists of the following tools: gratitude, kindness, respect, loyalty as long as there are no ethical issues that could compromise anyone, empathy, grief, and self-awareness. From those tools, I want to hone in on the word gratitude. Try to weaponize this most underutilized but yet extremely powerful virtue. Put some emotion into it and mean it when you express it. Express it often to those who deserve it, acknowledging what people do for us, regardless how big or small they could have chosen not to do it. Let's show our gratitude without any inhibitions to all those who helped us to be here today. There was a great deal of sacrifice made by our families to support our endeavor. We all know we couldn't have been here or done it on our own. For a few of us, this could be the moment that gets captured as the moment that we feel we have redeemed ourselves and ensured that we would never ever doubt ourselves and what we can accomplish. On a personal note, I want to thank my wife, Bia, my employer, Ridgeline Group, a Berkshire Hathaway company, my 2 bosses, our CEO and our president, Robert and Dave Molesky, and again, each and every one of our cohort members for making this an extremely pleasurable and a memorable sale. And also I want to thank my colleagues at work and the entire office staff and my direct reports who supported when I was missing in action. Dear MBA team members, Helen, Jenny, Ollie, Brianne, Georgie, and the rest of you, and your extended support team whom we met or we might have not met. Thank you for all you have done for us. And remember, you have confessed on multiple occasions that as of today, we have yet we have been yet the best MBA cohort that you've ever seen walking in the hallways of Syed Business School. And it's too late now to decide to retract. It's all been documented. Helen, I saw your hand. To my dear classmates, we still have a lot to accomplish as leaders in our own right. Today, as we conclude our 2-year journey together, let's go into the world and bring with us what we have learned and been exposed to by our professors and SPS and try to make a change. With all the societal ills and complexities that this world faces, let's all be what Oxford has now groomed us to be, apostles and agents for change, by finding a cause that we believe in and we think we can make a difference in. Let's pay it forward in whatever form we can. Let's give generously and help those in need. Let's not hesitate. There's never been a better time. I look forward to a lifetime of friendship and kinship with every one of you. Let's see what life brings for us during the next 2 years or so. Perhaps we'll organize our first class reunion in Roslyn, New York, hosted by the Makhoulians. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alison and Moss. It's now my absolute honour to present an award, and this is for your class champion. So you were given the task to place a vote for someone that you felt showed extraordinary involvement in the cohort, was a positive brand ambassador of the programme in the school, and creates a positive impact in the community and society as a whole. And as many of you probably know, I don't lie, I'm very transparent. You all could have won this. It truly is the best cohort, was it, Moss? We were described as like the best cohort. But we have had somebody that has won this, and they were described many things, but all good. And it was generous, warm, caring, natural leader, a true member of the cohort, genuine, and able to develop trust, responsive, helpful, global outlook, hardworking, smart, supportive, professional, proactive, goes above and beyond, exceptionally kind, always has a smile, a true champion. And I'd like to add, actually, this is someone as well that's actually personally supported me on my journey and development here at the school. So it brings me joy to announce that your class champion of S22 is Moss Makhoulian.